Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are discussing dart manipulation, which means changing the position of darts, moving them to other positions, or changing them to cut lines. The reason this subject is important is that designers use these methods to create new style lines. For example, look at this outfit. You see that the top part is very fitted, but the dart position is not same as what we created in our basic pattern. And it seems that they are changed in a way to still fit the body but be in different positions. My goal is to show you how to change the position of darts, rotate them, and finally when we learn how to make a skirt as well, we can create this outfit. Today we are focusing on the bust dart. Look at this diagram. We can move the bust dart, which was originally in the armhole, to these new points: neckline, shoulder line, side line, waistline, and center line. And you see, for all of that we need the bust point. All of these dart will be directed to bust point. So I want to first mark my bust point. I have my bust line, and if I bring my annotation back, bust point was above this line. So with the internal polygon tool, I go straight up, hold shift, and this is my bust point. So this is our bust point, and if we turn on our internal line in 3D window, we can see our bust point here as well. If you look at our diagram, you see that there is no waist dart. And I also want to remove the waist dart to make our job easier. If you remember when we were making the slopers, I said there are three types of slopers: waist fitting, box type, and torso fitting slopers. This kind of a sloper is the box fitting, where there is no waist dart and the side seams come straight down. In order to make the box type sloper, you can just easily remove your darts, click on them with edit pattern tool, and they can be removed. Even the waist dart, if you want, you can remove it by increasing the waistline by 0.6. The same amount we used to make a side seam dart. And you see, you need to remove the sewings as well, because you don't need them anymore. There is no darts at the waist. And if you simulate now, you see that you will have a very loose fitted garment. I want to recolor my pattern to have it more clear. I make them white. You can save this sloper as your box fitting sloper. Whenever you wanna sew some garment without waist dart, you can use this one. Okay, last thing we need to do before dart manipulation is to extend this point to the bust point, because as you see in the diagram, the bust dart is extended to the bust point. We bring it here, make sure the dart legs are equal in length. So now suppose we wanna move the dart to the neckline. How we do it? First, you find the point you want to move your darts to. It depends on your style line. So, for example, if I see in my style, I see it is like 1 to 1.5 inch, or I could say it is about 3 centimeters away from my center front. So I find that point by right clicking on the neckline, split at 3 centimeters. Okay, then I can rotate the dart by right click. Remember, you can only rotate the dart when the dart lengths are equal. If you see you don't see the rotate option, you need to make sure that your dart lengths are equal. So I choose the rotate dart option, then I choose the point. Then I see this red line, I make sure I extend it to the bust point on the bust line. Then I can take this piece and rotate it until I reach here. And then I move the darts up to bust point. You always go back to the bust point. If you simulate, you see the darts have moved to the neckline. Next, you can move the dart to the shoulder line. Usually, you can move it to the middle of the shoulder or wherever the style shows you. So I can get this dart, rotate, go to the bust point and rotate this back. When you want to find the rotation direction, always try to have your center front line straight. So this dart is moved to the shoulder now. Next, you can move it to the side. Just find a point, for example 5 centimeters away from the chest line. Rotate dart to the point, find the bust point, and now it is moved to the side seam. Next, you can move this point to the waist. The best thing is move it straight down from the bust point. First, I add the intersection point, add point to intersection, then I delete the line. Also delete this line. Now let's see. Yes, like so. And the last point we can move the dart is to the center front. And usually we move it to the point just in front of the bust point. For the direction, I think it's better to have the opposite direction, but let's see what our diagram says. According to our diagram, it is best to have this line straight while we are rotating the upper part to the left. So when I move rotating this dart and I choose the point just in front of the bust point, I move this piece counterclockwise. And this was all the ways we could move our bust dart to different lines. Of course, we could change the position of the points the similar way we did for these points. In all these cases, we rotated the whole amount of the dart to another position. But there will be some cases in which you want to distribute some amount of the dart and keep some of it as a cut line or dart line. For example, if you have a jacket in which you want more room in your armhole or your neckline, you can give some part of these darts to these areas as extra room. As you see in this diagram, the dart which we had in armhole is moved to the shoulder line. But some part of it is remained in the armhole and some part of it is added to the neckline. These two parts are not sewn as dart in the pattern. They are just added as room, and your armhole and neckline will be bigger. Only this dart will be sewn in your shoulder line, and it will be a smaller dart comparing to what we had before. So let's see how it's done. Let me send back my dart to the armhole as it was before. I rotate the dart to the point it was. And find the position that I want to move to for my shoulder line. This point is fine. We can call it C. Now I want to close this dart and open it at C, but keep 1/4 to 1/5 of this dart in armhole as extra room. So let's see how big our dart is now. It's 6.27, and calculate 1/4 of it. One and a half. We can say we can keep 1.5 of this dart in armhole as room. So the same way, I right click and rotate the dart, find this point, go to bust point and move it back, and stop when I see 1.5 centimeters in purple line, and come back to bust point. It was very close, so I should go a little bit further. I do it again, rotate dart, 1.5, a little bit away from the first point. So this part we did. Now we can add a little bit to our neckline, but how much? You see, as in this diagram, you can do it by drawing a guideline for yourself. Measure the back neck width and add 1/2 to 1 centimeter to it as a guide, and then you can increase your neck width into that amount by opening the dart. Okay, let me measure my back neck width first. For that, you can use the internal polygon tool. Hold shift and come to meet your neck point. $7.5. This is your back neck width. If you add 1 centimeter to it, you get 8.5. So I draw a line, a straight line, 8.5. centimeters as my guideline. Press enter. So you know that when you are opening your neckline, you should your your neck point, this point shouldn't go further than this line. And for your point of rotation, you need to find point B, which is a little bit higher here. I delete this point by converting to curve point and find another point here. Rotate the dart, go to bust point, and move this piece until your neck point meets the guidelines. Okay, if you draw a vertical line, you see you have moved a little bit too much. If I draw this line would help. Yes, this is better. Okay, we don't need the guideline anymore. Now we can delete it. Okay, as you see in this diagram, you see these short lines means that these are not your dart lines. These are only room added to neckline and armhole. This bold line is the cut line of your pattern. So it means I need to redraw my neckline. I do it with a smooth tool. A smooth curve tool. Find the midway. Okay, seems good. Let's simulate and check our seam line. There is extra seam line here which we don't need, and this one we don't need. Okay, as you see, we have more room in the neckline now and more room on our armhole. Okay, so this was the case of moving the dart to the shoulder line and distributing some amount to the neckline and armhole. Another example of moving and distributing bust dart is when you want to move the dart to the waistline and distribute some to neckline and armhole. So let's see how it's done. I moved back the dart to the armhole where it was. As you see in the diagram, first some part of the armhole dart is moved to the neckline. Neckline is opened up. So that's what we will do first. The same way we draw the guideline, 8.5 centimeters. To know we don't want to go further when we are opening front neckline. Now I click on the dart, right click, rotate, find a point, and open my neckline until I meet the red line, and come back to my bust point. So that's my neck opening. Now I want to move the dart to the waist, but keep 1.5 centimeters on the armhole. So before we said it's better to have the waist dart position exactly below the bust point. We have our point here, and we can rotate it like so, and keep your center front straight, which means you need to rotate this part, not the other part. Move it until you see 1.5 centimeters on the purple line. You cannot go very close to that point, which is okay. Make it close. So as I said before, according to our diagram, this is our cut line, the bold line is our cut line. These lines means that these are extra room, and we need to redraw our neckline and armhole. I'll do that with the smooth curve tool. Okay, we simulate again. Some of the seam lines are not correct, so we need to remove the extra seam line we don't need here on the neckline and armhole. Again, as you see, more room is added to the neckline and the armholes. Okay, I hope you have found this tutorial useful. See you next Saturday, and we'll focus on back shoulder dart and waist darts.